Okay, we're recording. Let's go ahead and get started.
Thank you. So hello, everybody. My name is Jose Pepin, and a senior MPS consultant. MPS stands for Managed Print Services. Something that we do very bad at Xerox is we have a lot of acronyms. So you're going to hear a lot of 3-digit letters. That means a lot to us, maybe nothing to anybody. So once again, the Managed Print Services is a solution basically that handles the paper life cycle in any corporation, any company. So basically what we want to do today is basically introduce some of the concepts of capture and content services, which is one of the different business lines that Xerox offers. And then talking specifically about back file scanning and how that can translate into another business opportunity that is called Day Forward Solution. So once again, my name is Jose Papa. I've been with Xerox for 19 years. I was born in the Dominican Republic, came to the United States in 1998, still here. So still ongoing strong. So Xerox is a company that has been in the market for over 100 years. So some of the stuff that you guys use every day today actually were invented by Xerox. For example, the graphic user interface, the screen that you're seeing right now, was invented by Xerox in the Palo Alto research. And also the mouse that you guys use every day was also invented by Xerox. Sadly, we sold that technology at the time in the 70s, and then Microsoft took over, and now Microsoft is what it is today. So, but the foundation of basically the internet, besides being the Ethernet to be invented, most of that was invented by Xerox. So Xerox is known today in the recent past as a company who sells printers. Like you need a printer, you go to Xerox. We have other competitors, and you can hear like Canon, Lexmark. They are other competitors of Xerox. So basically what Xerox has been doing the last 5 years is a transformation. So now we purchased a company called IT Savvy that handles IT services. We also were able to bring Lexmark from Chinese government, and now it's a US company. So now Xerox and Lexmark are one company. And basically we are a solutions-led organization. So we not only sell printers and support any companies with managed print services, we also offer an array of IT solutions. If you need help desk, if you need somebody serving servers, if you need to automate any solution that you have in your digital office, Xerox does that. But today we're going to be focusing in back file scanning and Day Forward Solution. So I'm going to share my screen, and so you guys can see what I have for you guys here. If you guys have any questions, just raise your hand and let me know. So this is basically Xerox Global Document Services, Capture and Content Services at the very high level. So as you see here, we have a huge array of different business lines here. What we're gonna be concentrating in this today is gonna be basically capture and content services, digitation and indexing, digital mailroom, content management, and workflow automation. But this is all the different type of stuff that we can do for the paper life cycle. So think about the paper life cycle. If you're in an office, you need to print something. You need to convert that into a digital file. Maybe you have to leverage that file later. So you need to find a way to retrieve the contents, to obtain information from that. Let's think about the university, FYU. They have new students are coming. They have to fill out forms, and they can become very tedious to basically having the approval workflow, to having a student to join the university, or you have a lot of paper trail. We can automate all those simple tasks and create workflows. So we do evaluations, we optimize and automate the workplace. We also do the capture and transformation. We also have we offer a content management system, which is part of the Day Forward Solution, and we also provide customer communication management. So basically, we can be able to create and personalize communications. For example, if the university has to send you something, we can automate that maybe card that you receive in the email, and maybe that piece of mail can be customized to be only to you, and you can feel like a more link and more easier to pick and read that mail because it's been customized only to you. So we basically, this is how the capture and service, this is the different technology. I think when we spoke with you guys last time, there was questions about AI, how we use AI into this type of business. Basically, we use different type of processing. Basically, we use what is called intelligent document processing technologies, IDP. And basically that includes from the capture standpoint, OCR, which basically you have any file today that you have a PDF, you can basically do Control F and you can search by keywords. That will OCR. We can have barcode recognition. We can have AI-based documentation classification. So the good thing about this software is that basically, let's say you have a form and that form becomes has static. So all the fields in the forms are the same. We are able basically to take that form and extract that information and basically automate that process instead of somebody looking at the forms and doing the stuff manually. So we also have data entry verification. We can, our AI intelligent tool is able to basically do matching and similarity. It basically learns from documents and is able to make decisions on your behalf. Those are the very high level what we can do from the capture and content services, capture, transform, process, and then manage and then deliver the output. So what we try to do is from the back file now moving to the back file scanning, which is what you guys will try to sell to somebody. Basically, I always like to use the doctor office or any office that you go. How much paper do you guys see today in office? This paper is sitting everywhere. Somebody prints something, it's just sitting there. If you need to, somebody asks you, can you look for invoice XYZ and you have folder, you have to manually retrieve those folders. If you go to a doctor's office and you see wall-to-wall folders of patients' names, the whole process becomes very clumsy because people need to spend time trying to retain, have that information ready when the doctor sees the patient, and then that folder will have to be updated with maybe a script from the doctor, and then somebody has to put those folders back again in alphabetical order to ensure that everything is in order, right? But basically what we can do here for the back file scanning purposes, basically we can capture data from multiple sources. You can have electronic files, you can have paper, you can have maybe files sitting in different places, and we can capture that from multiple sources. We can automate extraction depending on your business process, and then we can integrate that with the content management. A content management system basically is a repository where information sits in there, but also is able and help you to basically retrieve information fairly easy. For example, an accounts payable department may have a unique customer name, may have a unique invoice number. You just need to enter that invoice number and the information will auto-populate with that invoice. You, once again, eliminates the manual search for information. And also this data is safe, and also you can access this data anytime, anywhere. You can go on vacation, and I know people, I do that, and I always start working. So I need to look for something and look in my repository, search my information, and boom, I can go my merry way. Once again, so the benefits of this is automation of manual processes. It's a lower cost, save time, elimination of error, and it's also more secure. Easier access to data enables empowerment and more responsive organization. And also you have your critical data enabled, and basically you can be more prepared to make business decisions. So those are the main benefits. So when you're talking, you guys have any questions so far? Sorry, talking too fast here. So when you engage a client, let's say you're a salesperson and you go out and you see a client and you ask the first question, hey, do you have any records that need to be digitized? Do you have any paper out there that you may need to optimize? And the reasons can be you have boxes that are sitting in an office getting mold. You may have, God forbid, that you guys are in Miami, you have a hurricane, the place flood, and all this information is lost, right? or you have no way. If you need to retrieve some information, you have to physically go to that office, look for those boxes, open those boxes, and look for the information you need and retrieve it. So that is not good. So also, you may have to do maybe an audit and you need to look for this information. It's very clumsy. So basically, the goal of the records digitization is basically we find a spot the solution, and we have to sell it to our clients. Basically, what are the benefits? So basically, we receive the documents, we prepare the documents, we scan them, we do a quality review, we make sure that the documents are OCR, we do a quality review, and then we deliver this information via a secure FTP, it's a secure file transfer protocol, or maybe we can put that file into a repository of their choice. What we do with this is we ensure end-to-end control reconciliation. But going back to the point where we talk to the client, we usually start the selling process basically by identifying the potential need for the client to digitize, right? And then let me skip right here, and so you may move this a little bit. Once we do that, we ask the client to fill out this small scoping form. We want to have a good understanding of what their needs are. And this is basically the questions that we ask. And you can basically, you have your initial meeting with the client, you identify the opportunity, and then you share this little file with them, just a single page, 2 pages. You say, can you please fill out this at the best you can? So what kind of documents you need? Manage, number of the boxes, the size, if you have file cabinets, the type of documents that you have files, folders, approximately how many you have, how much is double-sided, if you need this color scanning, it's any large formats, how you want the files to be named to become meaningful to you, do you need the files to be searchable, and how do you want these files to be transferred to you? And also if you have a content management system, this is basically a dual question. If they don't have one, then we can sell them one. And if they have one, then we can actually see how we can transfer our information to their system. So that question 14 is actually another business opportunity here is hiding into this form. And also, do you want the originals to be returned or destroyed? That depends on the client. For example, some companies have a retention policy of 10 years. Others just want the documents once they are scanned to be basically destroyed. And basically, this is what we get. Once we have this information here, then we engage what is called a solutions architect, somebody that's going to have a second meeting with the client. It's going to ask more in-depth questions about their current workflows. And then basically, based on that, we are going to come out with a basically quote to them. And the way we charge, which is another great business and selling point here, is that we can tell you that we expected the deal to be, let's say, $50,000, but that's just an estimation. We actually charge by the actuals. So we do our best guess estimation of how many images the project will have, but we actually bill on actual. So the client doesn't have to pay anything up front. They will pay as we scan those files, and we have a reconciliation process that will give them basically how many files we scan. So I have a quick question for you guys. Do you guys know what a piece of paper is, right? This is a piece of paper. Let me see if I can see it right. This is a piece of paper. Can you tell me how many images can you have in a piece of paper? And you have one image, or you can have 2 images in a piece of paper?
2 images,
Depends on size.
the front and the back.
Yep, that would be 2, exactly. So one thing that we have that we always want to clarify to the persons that we talk about back file scanning is that they may say I have 100 pieces of paper, but they may have 200 images, and we charge by the image. Think about any page that you have today printed that is double-sided. You are actually printing 2 sides of the page. So basically you are saving on paper, but your image count is basically higher. That's what I'm trying to say here. So just that's one of the key things that we always have to remind our clients, because they may say, oh, I have a box with 5,000 pieces of paper. No, you may have up to 10,000 images there, and that's how we charge. So basically we have that file, and then We then agree to the contract with the terms, and then we basically come back here, and then we start the process. But that is the back file scanning at the very high level. What I'm going to show you next is basically a nice workflow about the change of custody that happens that always give the client some peace of mind that their documents will be scanned in a secure way. We can do scannings in their office, which is also we can do a scanning one of our scanning centers. Doing the work at their offices is more expensive because we have to bring resources, including labor, to their offices. So we always recommend that we do that at our scanning center because the cost is going to be basically lower. So basically, this is a very high level overview of how things are handled. We pack the box, create the label, it's closed. We have a chain of custody. We secure transfer that. We deliver the documents. We scan. We have the processing. We validate with the customer the retention policy. We label the clauses. We scan. And basically at the end, if they want also destroy that, we basically provide a certificate of destruction. Basically, it's a legal document that says that Xerox destroyed those documents, and you don't need to worry about that. And we are legally bound if for any reason some of that information is exposed. Okay, so that's basically the change of custody. Then once the goal of the back file scanning, guys, is that it's just phase one. So you are a owner of the company, you have a lot of paper, you have been hoarding paper for about 10 years, and you want to get rid of that paper and you want to digitize that paper. But what happened next? Okay, Xerox comes, digitize that paper, and then you don't want to go back to point A where you had to spend another 10 years of information just sitting in a place. So that's where the second selling opportunity comes, a day forward solution. Once the data is captured, we can do a lot of stuff with that information. We can automate extraction of data for big critical business processes. We can integrate with an enterprise resource system, with CRM, and also with the policy document management. We can script the data. We can basically save it for access for you anytime. And basically, we can leverage some of these solutions here that you see here. This is Xerox product called Xerox DocuShare. Basically, we enable workflow automation. We do the robotic process. And this is a bank that we did some back file scanning from them, where basically we reduce the onboarding time at the branches from 40 to 10 minutes. And basically, the maintenance for that documentation was reduced by 9 minutes, basically a huge increase in productivity. So the question that I have for you guys right now is, can you tell me, please, 3 benefits of back file scanning based on what you heard from me?
Okay,
Anyone?
so it makes it way easier to retrieve all the data that you have because you have tons of documents. And when you're running a business, it's very impractical to have to be retrieving from like storage that's physical, where files can get damaged. And there's a lot of risk there, as well as loss of productivity from having to get those
That's a
physical
very good one.
documents.
Thank you, Paloma. Anyway, anybody else? Okay. Think about something real quick here. Think about how much time you spend retrieving a box. How much time you spend doing labor related to paper. And just give that a value. So $20 per hour. Let's say you have an employee 24, that his only work is to go to a printer and scan paper. So that is one of the also the benefits. The back file scanning is very low cost. It's a short turnaround, takes about, depending on the cycle, maybe 3 to 6 months tops. And our scanners can do this very, very, very quickly. And we have people that are just designed for that. So from the main benefits that I will say from back file scanning is basically eliminating a backlog. The second benefit is basically the digitization of the files, moving from paper to basically an electronic file that can be basically, if you have a redundancy in place, you can save that file in 2 different places, and that file will never get lost, will never be tampered because it's going to be secure. And also think about the space that you're saving. If you have an office, a small office, and you have maybe 2 or 3 cubicles full of boxes, you gain a space too. And also think about the legal risk that you have by having documents that you need to retain them for 10 years or longer, depending on what it is, and you have a natural disaster, an act of God, and those documents are then destroyed. How are you gonna be accounting for those documents that you need to keep, maybe for an audit, maybe for a patient that needs to have copies of their results? So all this stuff are basically the benefits of becoming digitized. And everybody else today is using digitized. You guys using your phone, and I'm using my phone like a 24/7, right? If you need to look for something, you just look on your computer. Think about that if you need to retrieve a file from a school, instead of looking in a folder you may have in your room, you just need to go into Google Classroom and your stuff is right there, right? So once again, digitization helps and improve your life. It reduces the time that you spend looking for information. And also Xerox is able also to make that information meaningful to you. It's able to extract that information, connect with other systems, and basically the paper life cycle basically is digitized and everything improving time. Okay. You see what else I have here. I think that was the last slide. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. I have some stuff that I want to also share with you about looking right here, some left behinds that you guys can help you when you have with the conversation with clients. Let me open this folder here. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. If I can find my screen. Where are you guys? There we go, right here. Let me share one more time here. Okay, so this is all some left behinds when you have initial conversations with the client, when you want to have what I call the seed of the doubt to somebody. It's nothing worse than the seed of the doubt. You just put an idea to somebody and let it grow, and then you basically have a cell right here. Let me try to move this a little bit longer. Okay, so basically this is some leave behind about capturing content services, being able to have access to information 24/7, 50% time reduction on time spent processing documents, 80% faster turnaround, and fully digitized and automated business process. That's what Xerox is bringing to the table to any company today that wants to basically take advantage of automation. And basically, once again, and this is part some of the slices that I showed you before, basically capture data, automation, extraction, integration, encryption, and access anytime, any place. And we can do that by basically those are the we can capture, transform, process, manage, and deliver. Something else, have you guys ever heard the term digital mailroom? No? Yes, maybe? If somebody has in the chat, let me see. Digital mailroom is when, as you guys know today, you guys may have a have you ever been in the mailroom? Somebody that maybe in the school you guys have a mailroom that you guys receive mail? No? Maybe? No? Okay. So basically, any company would have a mailroom. So basically, somebody goes to the post office, retrieve the mail. Those can be invoices, can be anything. A bill can be somebody needs to send mail. So maybe a complaint about your organization. So basically, what we do here is that we are able to take that mail and digitize that mail. So instead of somebody go to a company and sort that mail to specific persons, we scan that mail, and then people receive that mail via email. And what that does is that people receive their mail faster. Mail is not sitting out there where somebody else can tamper that mail and open it. If you have invoices processing can go faster. If you need to basically have a proposal or somebody has a complaint, those are addressed quicker too. So basically the good thing about the digital mail solution is that you automate the mail and basically you're able to deliver faster outputs to the clients. So that's what we can do here. Basically, digital migration you take control of your end-to-end digital transformation. You basically ensure regulatory compliance. You enhance the safety and the security documents. And basically, we can also deliver critical information wherever you need to go. So those are very good information to have. Something else that I have here that I want to show you is a white paper that you guys can leverage for your conversation to. It's about our security white paper, how we handle security information, how we make sure that when we touch your customer data, that data is protected. We basically are in compliance with different regulations. One of them is FedRAMP. For you guys that have never had FedRAMP before, FedRAMP is basically a set of regulations that were set by the federal government that allows how the companies needs to handle confidential information that are handled by the government. And Xerox was the first one to be granted that authorization by the federal government. So basically, Xerox is the Department of Defense is a client of Xerox, along other major organizations. So basically, we are able to capture sources from different sources. We automate the federal government information, and they all have to follow a defined set of guidelines called FedRAMP. Pretty sure you guys know about HIPAA and also the payment credit card industry, the PCI regulations. Every time you go to the doctor, I'm pretty sure when you go to, you need to sign a HIPAA waiver, knows that you know your rights about how that company is going to handle your information. Also with the PCI is basically credit cards, making sure that your credit card information is secure and nobody stole that. And basically the General Data Protection Regulation is called GDPR. That's basically the same thing as HIPAA, but in Europe. And basically this white paper will tell you how we handle information, how we enable, how we use artificial intelligence in a clean way, and how we can we share that information to you, and how we protect the information not only from when the file is a digital file, but also the physical security of those papers until they are scanned, the outputs are reviewed by the client, and then basically the information is destroyed. And then how we handle our network security to ensure that when we transfer that information to you, we do that in a way that is the third-party companies are unable to see that information. So all these are very good left behinds that you can leave with the client. This from the security standpoint will give peace of mind to the clients about how that information will be secure, and they're not going to have any issues with that. Let me look at this here. So I have also here two different briefs for two different kind of sectors. So one is going to be a commercial sector. In this case, it's going to be a legal team, a legal company, and how Xerox helps legal teams to transform legal workflows with zero capture and content services. Once again, everything begins with the back file scanning, but also we leverage artificial intelligence. We also leverage intelligent document processing, robotic processes, and Xerox workflows to basically automate the challenges of data. In a legal team, for example, same thing happens in universities. You may have documents that will require different reviews. It's always to have a system where you can always work with the latest and greatest version of a file. So these automation processes and this robotic process ensures that when you're handling documents, that they always have the latest and greatest version that you're working on, because you don't want to come out with a contract that was redlined and then you have maybe using version 1 when you should be using version 10. So we have Xerox have a lot of, this is the case management here, where we basically automate and organize legal documents. We make sure they are in compliance and risk mitigation. And basically the big thing here for legal is accelerate the document review. Those documents need to be reviewed as soon as possible because they may have some legal deadlines that need to be they need to abide by. Also, maybe those legal companies works in contract life management, so maybe they need to improve the contract life cycle management. And basically, this is a practical use case for professionals, and we got some example here how you do that, and basically how we leverage our technology, and so that way they can have a better, faster solution. From the public sector standpoint, once again, we talk about FedRAMP. We capture data from multiple sources. We enable that integration with ERP and CRM. And basically, the goal is basically moving to full electronic environment quickly and available. So that's those are left behind is going to help you understand the capture process and how we go from back file scanning to the forward solution. Any questions so far?
Hey, Jose, ahí a couple of questions in the meeting chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the question is DocuShare the solution Xerox present for a business to continue to digitalize their documents?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So let's say that you're able to have you are able to backfile everything that they have, and now you have a day forward solution. Usually what we do is that we leverage the Xerox devices and to continue the document capture process. So what we do is in the Xerox devices, there are what is called, we can design what is called a one-touch workflow. If you have a repetitive process where you always have to scan the documents to a specific folder, to a specific file path, basically we create an app into that device. And basically you go to the printer, you log in, and basically you press that one for workflow button. And basically in the background, we have a network drive that will land that document into the repository. It can be DocuShare or can be other one. And basically then you can have the information from there. Think about DocuShare as basically the landing place. Think about as a hard drive that is very smart. So you can search for information here. You can check for keywords. Let's say you have an invoice and you want to see the invoice number, you want to see the amount. You can search in different ways, and you can retrieve all the documents that meet that query criteria. Let's say that you have client 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you enter that in DocuShare. Then all those documents that show they belong to that company called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will show. But from the day forward solution, you need to you will have to leverage basically either the Xerox device, or maybe you can leverage your computer. We can add an app into computer where basically you have a document, you just can drag it to a DocuShare icon where then the document will be processed. But we have different ways to capture the information.
Yeah, to complement that information, Max, that you want the one who asked the question. There is many content management in the market. No, we have DocuShare, which is proprietary by Xerox. But
Yeah.
as Jose says, there is many other solutions in the market. We got SharePoints, which is one of the widely used in the market because it's part of Microsoft. We have OpenText. We have DocuSign from Adobe. We have Google Drive that also can be as a repository tools that that the customer can use it to manage all the documents that we provide using the Xerox devices. So it doesn't need to be just DocuShare. We can use any third-party solution in the market.
And add to that, the solutions architect will talk to the client to find out what is the best solution. Maybe DocuShare is not a solution that they're looking for because they have unique requirements. Xerox has partnered with other vendors that we can provide different solutions. So Xerox DocuShare is showing here because that is the Xerox product, but it all depends on how the client is looking to basically how they envision the day forward solution to be working for them. It can be a very complex solution. It needs integration with ERP, CRM, or maybe something simpler where they just want the documents to be one doctor's office may just need patient folder and put everything in that folder, and they can use SharePoint for that. So this all depends on the needs and requirements.
Does the
Correct.
client require does the client require a Xerox device, or they can use anything?
They can use anything, but from the advantage to have a Xerox device is that we can create those one-touch workflows. So instead, think about this process. Think about you have, let's say, any given device that is not Xerox, and you need to scan something. You will have basically to take that document and scan it through the scanner, and then you will either email to your email, or maybe email to a C drive, and then you have to manually move that file from point A to point B
Right.
to be finally processed. The good thing about the Xerox devices is that we have apps that basically eliminate all that internal manual process, and basically we create that network pack that goes directly to that repository where basically the information will be digest and then become meaningful to you.
Gotcha.
And
And
that
for the-
also becomes, and that's a good thing about this, because we have been talking here for about 30 minutes. We have discovered a couple of stuff. We have discovered the need for back file scanning, right? We have discovered the need for date forward solutions. If they want with date forward solutions, they may need Xerox devices to basically to automate that intake process. That's another solution there, right? So you have already 3 different solutions that all began by basically having the need to basically to back file scan paper. And that's the beauty of the Xerox Cantor services, because always lead to something else.
And you were showing us like the workflow for like receiving mail, like mail-in documents. So
Yeah.
does that go to a Xerox facility to receive invoices or whatever documents, and then you digitalize it and send it to the client?
So we have to wait to do that. So we can do exactly what you said. We can basically reroute a company ABC mail to our center, and we basically we have SLAs to retrieve that mail and basically provide that mail in about 4 or 6 hours after the mail is received. Or we can add resources at that company mailroom, and basically we can do that in-house. But
Oh, okay.
The intake process is maybe in-house or maybe at the center, but the actual process is basically opening the mail, see what it is, and then scanning and rerouting that to the proper person or department. Something that we do with that, for example, from invoices, is that we have a software that's able basically to connect. We can have a connector to connect with their accounts payable software, and basically we can automate the invoicing processing. So you receive an email, a mail today with the invoice, it's a scan, goes to directly to the AP department processing software. And then what it does is that ensures that you will never pay a late fee for an invoice, and reduce your invoicing processing time, because that invoice that was received today basically will be processed almost on the same day, and will be paid on time depending on the payment terms set by the customer and the client.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yes. Anything else, guys? Any other questions, my dear friend?
Oh, I have one.
But
Is there any type of like workshops that you guys provide? Maybe I could get like a hands-on with the machines or the process that you've been explaining, whether it's the shipping or the scanning or any of the examples that you provided with us today?
I don't have a workshop, but I think there is a video in YouTube that I can show you how this is handled. And give me just a second. Xerox Webster. Scan. Okay. This is Iron Mountain. Okay, I found it. Oh, let me stop right there for a moment. Hopefully you guys can see this video, because this is basically where most of the stuff is going. And I just need to find my suit again. So let me share my screen here, and let me know if you guys can see this video. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
I don't know
It's
if you
all
want
audio.
the sound to play. The sound isn't playing currently.
Oh, the sound is not playing?
No, when you hit the share screen settings, there's like a box on the right that says share audio as well. You might have to
Okay,
click
let me
that.
see, my bad.
Yeah,
So let me
if,
see, so share.
if the audio is important.
I got share and
There is
content.
like
Oh,
a
share sound, I got it, I
share
got it, I
sound.
got it.
Uh-huh.
So let me put the video back again.
Now we can hear.
Yeah.
Well, the Webster Imaging Center really is responsible for helping to receive, scan, and digitize both electronic as well as paper documents.
We have the capacity to be able to digitize more than 3 million documents per month.
From banking to healthcare documents, invoices, checks can be scanned and processed inside the production management workflow system.
It's not just scanning and data extraction. It's what we're doing with all of the data within those documents. We process the data with workflow tools to simplify the complex processes. We feed that data into our customers' business processes with our integrated software.
Xerox focuses on artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics process automation to allow us to help clients truly automate their business processes and making sure we've got the right security protocols and certifications to make sure we're compliant no matter what company or what agency that we're working with globally.
So we're helping businesses to streamline their workflows in a very secured way. There's really no other choice but to go with a highly secured system that we have built here today.
The real power is the combination of our imaging centers as well as our advanced production workflow capabilities that really allows us to transform clients' business processes.
So that's what we have here. So what do you guys think about the whole process? Max like it. Got bonus point, Max.
It was way
So-
larger than I expected.
Oh, was that?
It was way larger than I expected.
Good. Well, larger than that, yeah. So once again, it's just recapping at the very high level, guys. So you have a client, you go to visit the client, you may be selling, then you are maybe a MySprint Services sales manager, you want to talk to them about how their MySprint services, and you notice a bunch of boxes, or you just go to visit clients, so you have a hard cold calling, and you ask the question, do you have boxes that you may need to digitize? Do you then you put the seat of the doubt, do you have any are you aware that these documents may be destroyed if you have an out of God, earthquake, flooding, a hurricane, something may happen and you lost that information. So we can help you not only to basically what I call be up to date by digitizing those files, but also how you can basically moving forward, you can become a digital workplace. And that's how we leverage the day forward solutions that you guys, that the client can take advantage, and then we can leverage the robotic process, the artificial intelligence to basically make sure that those documents become meaningful to you. And basically that's what Xerox is able to offer from the back file scanning to the day forward solution. And as I say, the business opportunities just open from that. Once you have a back file scanning project completed, okay, we go to phase two. Okay, how we can help you creating a repository? Do you have one? Do you have, is it working for you? Do you have any needs? And something that I learned talking to people is that when you start talking to the different departments, they also have pain points. You always have somebody scanning other stuff or doing repetitive tasks. That person maybe works in accounts payable, and the only thing she does is basically scan every single day. That's her daily grind. And I used to manage a insurance company, and they used to do that for 4 hours a day. Funny thing, we have electronic file, they have to be printed, and then they have to re-scan and send to a different place. That is a very bad process. So you're having electronic file, Just because it was in a different format, it was in a mainframe format, we were unable basically to have that file and transfer to where it needs to go. It has to be printed and then it has to be scanned. So basically Xerox is able to take that mainframe data, convert that to a newer language, and basically have that process automatically. So once again, from the benefits for back file scanning is reduction of the clutter, no more clutter, easy to retrieve information, becomes meaningful to you, eliminate the security risk, improve the search for information. Everything becomes faster, everything becomes at your fingertips from any place, from anyone. And then when you move forward to the day forward solution, you basically become a digitized environment. I have a client in Buffalo, New Jersey, that they had a mandate for corporate that they need to become 100% digital in 2 years, and we helped them doing that. And basically, we did from oversized engineered drawings to basically invoicing, HR records. These people, I will give you a quick example about the HR records. They were having, or the employees would have a folder in a cabinet. Somebody needs to request a day off, they have to fill a form, and then they put that form into the folder. And that's how things, when the ladies want to see the accruals for that specific, they will have to look at the folder, all the different pink slips that they created to see how much time they got left. We digitize all those documents, and then basically now everything is in a DocuShare system. And basically they are able to see all this information in real time. They don't need to look in those file cabinets. They don't have file cabinets anymore. So once again, it's a lot of benefits. And if you have, we have 3 types of data that we can manage. It's a structured data is basically when you have a form. When you have a form that's very static, and the system know exactly where to find your name, where to find your day of birth, where to find specific information. We can extract that data and basically make it meaningful to you. But the good thing is that the system is able to manage unstructured data. Basically, that is a combination. That is a form that may change over time, or maybe has some handwriting there. Xerox is also the system. Our software is able to detect handwriting. Maybe not mine, because I'm a lefty and I write awful. Besides me, anybody else, the system is able to capture that information and basically allows the system to process information faster. So that's basically what we're gonna be doing. I don't know if Gabby, if I need to share these documents, or you're gonna be doing that with them to help them with her,
So all the stuff that you shared, we have it. We're going to be posting it to the website along with the recording of this tomorrow.
Sure.
In addition, I wanted to let everybody know that the role plays are being finalized, but they're going to be posted next week by Wednesday, so that you guys will have a full 2 weeks to study with those as well. And then you'll have a better idea of, you know, what the case is going to be, and, you know, which of these materials you can use. You can also feel free, anything that we put on the website that Xerox has shared with us, you can feel free to use it for your own presentations during the competitions. Yes. You can use those images and make your own you know, slideshow and anything like that that you may want to do.
So I would use, if I would be you.
Could you come a little closer, Jose? We can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Something that I will do is basically have the initial client introduction about back file scanning, and then say, you know what, if you have any boxes, if you're interested, this is a not risk cost. We are not going to charge you for basically for give you a quote. We're going to engage a solutions architect that's going to give you they're going to have a more in-depth conversation with you. So just provide the little form that I show you, the PDF with 2 pages, fill this out as much as you can. Don't need to worry about it. When you're ready, give it to me. And then we're going to review that information. We're going to have set up a second meeting with the client and me as a seller, and then my solutions architect. We're going to have more in-depth conversations, and with that, we are going to provide you with a quote. The quote is a best guess estimation. You're going to have a price per image that you're going to pay times the actuals. So the client doesn't have to pay nothing up front. They pay as we build them every month. So once again, the client doesn't have to pay for the assessment, doesn't have to pay anything up front for the services. We build that monthly once we got that. And then when the client say, yes, you know what, this is good, the price is great, I need to get rid of these boxes, I need to digitize them, then that's when you start going into phase 2 of your selling approach, which is the day forward solution. And then you ask, do you want us, you don't want to go back to phase 1 again in 5 years from now. We can help you to basically digitize your workplace, and that's how we can offer you a day forward solution. And depending on what they need, you can go as simple as having the files in a SharePoint drive or using DocuShare. If they have very complex processes, we can have a solutions architects talking to them basically at no cost and basically trying to define those future workflows. If the client say yes, then you have another selling right there. And finally, if you want, they want to leverage now Xerox is beautiful and wonderful. Maybe, you know what, do you also need printers? I think if you can optimize your workflow by having Xerox devices, and you can have one-touch workflows, and then you have a third opportunity right there to selling. So once again, it's just backfile scanning, it's just the door open to have multiple sellings. And the good thing about this is it's a very short sales cycle. You don't have to talk too much about that. You can have a deal signed in 2 months and last only 5 months. Think about if you are able to have in Miami find 5 a month, you can easily have about $250,000 in backfile scanning. Think about maybe you make a 10% of that. What is that? It's about 25,000 in commissions. So that sounds very good, right? So you can, it is as simple as that, just spotting the opportunity. Edgar, anything else I want to add before I say goodbye?
No, I just listening. Everything is fine. I don't know if you wanna be participating tomorrow, Jose. I will not be able to participate in the call. You will be there tomorrow.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna do my best to do this in Spanish. It's not because I no hablo español, pero todo está en inglés. So I will have
fine,
to.
that's fine.
I would have to try to make sense of that. So my apologies already
That's
for that.
fine.
So
Do you want me
be here tomorrow.
do you want me to translate the presentation in Spanish for you?
If you can, that would be awesome, man. That would be great.
Send me that to me. I will
send the package to you after the call. Yeah,
sounds good.
So yep. Once again, and we got Eric Houston here also. I saw him laughing in the background, but in the name of Xerox, we want to thank you for you guys for this partnership, and we look forward to you to learn a lot about Xerox. I recommend that you Google Xerox and get to know the company. We are today going through a transformation. We're gonna become an IT powerhouse. We are a service-led organization, and we got a huge array of offerings, and we are very happy to partner with FYU and be able to support you during this time. Eric, any comments?
No comments for me. I just want.
Whoops.
Oops, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I apologize for being late, but I did catch everything. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you, having one-on-one conversations with you. I know we're here to talk about the competition, but I would like to talk to you kind of like about the career pathing with inside of Xerox, the opportunities. And so I'm just looking forward to connecting. So thank you again. Apologies for being late, but looking forward to meeting all of you one-on-one.
And we're very much looking forward to seeing you again, Eric. I did have a question, Jose, before you go, because I know that you were mentioning that most likely it could be a good idea to bring this form to kind of like as kind of like going into what would happen in round 2, essentially, for a follow-up meeting. Do your salespeople go with like a physical form typically? I mean, I know that we're talking about,
No, we send that electronically. So basically, we have introductory meeting. We discover the lead, or maybe another client manager goes to the account and find the lead, and then let us know. And we have the very high level discussion, and then after the meeting, you say, you know what, this is a copy of the presentation that we taught, something similar to what I show you guys. And this is also a copy of our scoping form. Please fill it out as much as we can. And then we have a follow-up meeting with NAV for, depending on the size of the project, I can have a tool that I can do the pricing, or I can engage a solutions architect for more complex solutions. So usually we don't like to We have some leave behinds that you can leave, but the actual scoping form, we usually do that electronically.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and something else, just a little quick too, is an honor also to be, now that we are in the Hispanic Heritage Month, I'm proud to be the global president of the Hispanic ERG Enterprise Resource Group for Xerox, and Xerox will be also support. HAPA will be supporting the events, and we're gonna have we will be providing scholarships to the top 3 winners. So if you guys do an excellent job, you can have extra money to use for you as a scholarship. So make sure that you learn a lot about Xerox, of its products, how you guys can sell it, and you guys can give me 50% of what you make. Okay, so that's the deal. That's the side deal that we have going on. But we are HAPA, which is once again the Enterprise Resource Group for Hispanics in Xerox. I'm very proud to be supporting FYU, and I know we went there last time, and we were participating in the first. It was last year. Competition, and we were impressed with the quality of the students, the quality of the way the school provides guidance to the students, and the way everything was very nice, and we were impressed, and that's why Xerox is here, and HAPA is also supporting you guys.
And we very much appreciate your support, especially now that we have the new Portuguese track, so we're able to also engage with some of the Brazilian students that are here with us. Guys, if any of you are interested in participating in that Portuguese track, please let me know. We already have a few students signed up for that, so we're really excited. And certainly the HAPA scholarship as well is supporting that one. So we really, really appreciate Xerox and HAPA's support with this competition, because it's really giving us a lot more opportunity to get you guys some scholarships. So if you know anyone who speaks Portuguese, they're more comfortable speaking Portuguese, or if that's you, please sign up for that and compete in that track as well, because I think it's another good opportunity to get some scholarships.
That's good.
All right, perfect. I do not have much else. Just a quick reminder, guys, we're going to be sending out the competition schedule on October 3rd. You're going to be receiving your time slot for round 1. Depending if you chose more than one language, you'll be receiving multiple time slots for round 1. And then you're also going to be receiving your time slot for the Panther pitch, which is on October 9th. So that's all going out on the 3rd. You'll be receiving that to your email, and the role plays are going to be up next week, and we're going to be putting up the recording from today as well as the materials tomorrow on the website. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to email me. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, so if you want to speak to me right now, I'll be here for another few minutes as well. All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
That is everything. Thank you very much. You have a great day. Appreciate all of our Xerox partners. Looking forward to seeing you guys again soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.